it's Jennifer Sampou here. Happy Friday to everyone. We have squeezed in another Maker's Chat. We're getting a bunch in before July, before we have vacation. And these Maker's Chats are all about Sky, the Sky Lookbook, and all the fabulous makers that I have worked with to do this lookbook. And who I'm highlighting today is the fabulous, talented, dear friend, Marcella Austenfeld. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about your background.
Sure.
Say hi. So Marcella is like my dearest. And she just lives over on the other side of the hill. She and I became friends like at least 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 10 years through our boys. And the more I learned about Marcella, the more enthralled, right, and inspired by. Mm-hmm. And we've had just such a simpatico relationship as dear friends. We both have boys. She's got 2 boys. I've got 3. And then she just started showing me all these makes. She's a jewelry artist. I'm wearing her piece today, and she does beautiful etching. And we're going to just talk about all the different things you do.
Yeah.
So she's Canadian.
I am.
And this quilt behind here, I gave her for her 50th birthday.
Yes.
You didn't get it till you're 52, right?
That's right. Many years ago.
Many years ago. And I have my little Canadian flag for her. And this is her palette. So we're going to talk about her techniques. We're going to talk about how she used Sky. And she's going to show you some really cool stuff and share some really cool techniques. So Marcella, what do you want to talk about first?
All right. Jen has been such an inspiration, and I guess we bounce a lot of things off of each other creatively. And when I first learned she was a fabric designer, a textile designer, I was immediately drawn to her nature and her organic colors and inspirations of nature. So obviously the quilt that she made is a lot of my palette, and I know I've learned to love color more and more because of Jen. But my go-to is the neutrals. And when she came out with her second line of the Sky collection, which was more earthy, I knew I wanted to make a bag. And so this was featured in her lookbook.
Right. Where did I put that lookbook? Keep showing that.
Okay.
Keep talking about that.
So I was immediately drawn to the earthy colors, and I believe this is Bison, and you're better with the
Bison, and then there is there's some chestnut.
Yeah.
And then the green, what's the green called again?
Pistachio.
Thank you. Good. Yeah, okay. We're ham and egging it as usual.
Yeah. So I made this for her lookbook.
Let me just show. This is the Marcella bag, and it's a free pattern.
Yes. You can go to my website and download it for free, and we call it the Everyday Piece Tote, with the play on words, piece being piecing of all the different pieces of the fabric, and piece, P-E-A-C-E, because all the world needs love. Yeah. So this technique I was playing around with a lot of piecing, and I came up with this serging technique, and you could piece all the different fabric squares together however you want. But I was playing around with my serger one day, and I came across this idea of just opening the seams.
So she's got a sample to show, but I want to show you close up. Look at how cool that stitching is. And it's not a blanket stitch. Can you see that? Okay, a little closer. So that's not a blanket stitch. She came up with this, what do you call it, the Marcella serge or something?
It's a flat felled seam.
It's a flat felled seam. Now you can't see the backside the way because she lined it with a different fabric, but yeah, she's going to show them that before you open it up. You can show it close up in just your technique.
All right, so here is, let me see, am I close enough? Serge seam. And then to open it up, you just pull.
And you keep pulling.
And you just keep pulling. And then now you have your outside seam. So it's basically turning the inside out, I guess.
Yeah. You're putting stress on it, right? And then what do you do?
And then I take these, and then I'll just piece them together, and then I'll add another one, and I'll stretch it. So then once everything is done, I'll have my section of fabric, and then I can actually cut the tote out of basically you're making a textile out of textiles.
Right.
And I started doing that. Well, I can say this is what I started first.
Was this your sample?
This was my sample.
So she comes and forages in my studio. She's like, "Hey, what you got?"
Yes. And then you can see here's an example of the back.
Yeah, looks good.
Okay,
That's great. Good. So they can see. So see what it is. Now, do you have to press that?
Yes. You can. I press it. You can finger press it, and then just get a good, nice little steam iron and press it.
And you don't need to top stitch anything.
Nope, nothing's top stitched.
Okay. Okay, that's so cool.
And then just to get into, so you can make any size. This I don't remember the dimensions of this bag, but the pattern is on my website. But if you want to make a bag, really, it's just about boxing the corners. And
okay.
So I have like a little template. So this was the bag.
So that's the front of the bag here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is the back.
If she was making a small bag, okay.
And then
that's where your templates are.
Connect the bottom, and then you just cut out your corners to this whatever length of you want. If this is going to be 4 inches, you would cut out a 2 by 2 corner. So,
okay.
And that's how basically you could use this template for any size bag you want to make. For example.
And she's got another one. Yeah, she's a bag lady.
Yeah.
I love this bag. Oh my God, I love this bag. So the stitching is amazing, Marcella.
So the construction is the exact same way as the piece tote, but it's just obviously a bigger bag. And I did a little bit of hand stitching, and then with Jen's idea, I was actually getting really tired of hand stitching, and she threw in there. She was just finish it off with some machine stitching and mix and match, which is kind of like my go-to, which I love to be able to combine elements. So this was a perfect.
Well, it turned out really well, because I remember I think your hands were sore, and you're like, oh, I got to get through all these layers. And I like that you did it this is like your signature color, this
orange.
This orange is kind of, it's a delicious color. It's almost like an umber.
Yeah. So that was, so this bag is basically using the same template.
And the box corners, that looks more like a 5-inch.
Yeah.
So that would be a 2.5 inch, 2.5 inch.
Exactly. Yep.
So that's really, really neat. Can you show them how you finish the inside?
Sure. Inside is a line. So lining is you do the same as the outside, but you just turn it inside out. And
I think it's a Karen Lewis textile.
Okay.
Looks good. Yeah. Okay, and then the bottom, what's the bottom look like?
The bottom is you do exactly the same. And then you box the corners on the lining. And then you just basically turn it in, and I usually leave this opening at the bottom so I can turn the lining out.
Okay.
And then I just do a little outside stitch.
Top stitch. To close it up. And then it looks like you've done a top stitching right along the top of the bag to kind of keep it all in shape. And I got to show you her little, she also works leather, which is maybe a segue to leather.
Yeah.
Look at her baby tag. Look at her little baby tag. Isn't that cute? Can you see that? So that is, she stamps little bits of leather with a Marcella Austenfeld. And she's marcellaaustenfeld.com. You're also Marcella Austenfeld on Instagram. She's beautiful, beautiful photography with all her jewelry.
Yeah, so that's.
Can we talk about your jewelry too?
So that's fabric was
so much to talk
yeah,
about.
I know. Fabric was my first love. Went back when I was a teenager, and I did get a degree in textile manufacturing at one point. But I fell in love with jewelry just because of the making and so many hands-on and the tools and just the tactile aspect of it. I love different mediums such as the fabric and leather and silver. This piece is it's hand stitching in leather, which I like to combine the leather. I do have some of my jewelry.
Yeah. Well, let me just show a couple leather pieces before we jump into the jewelry. Because the leather is kind of newer. I mean, you've always worked with leather, but it feels like you've done more.
But yeah, it's always been accent, but now I'm kind of using it more as a fabric.
Look at these.
Yeah, these are featuring Jen's.
These are amazing.
Textiles.
She molds the leather with wetting it.
Yes.
And then she put my fabrics on the bottom. Look how cool these are. They are so gorgeous. And they're like they're like hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just another.
I love these.
It's another medium to work with, which is fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. Amazing.
So, but yeah, for the past, I don't know, 20 years, I've been primarily really doing jewelry. And that's, and I know I should bring these.
Yeah. Let's just talk about your pieces you want to talk about.
Yeah. So these, again, it's back to, again, my go-to is always combining different elements. And these pieces are kind of like I call my forage pieces, because they combine stones and silver and a lot of technique.
Yeah. They're stunning. Okay, I'll hold it for you.
Okay.
And then you can show it.
Yeah.
What's this? What's that say on that bracelet?
Oh, I love quotes, and usually they're nature inspired. And this one is from John Muir. The clearest way into the universe is through a forest wilderness.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
That's neat. Love that.
Yeah.
She's got little quail eggs.
Yeah, and then these are, technique based was the sawing. I really wanted to fine tune some of my sawing skills, and these were inspired by Jen's butterflies.
Oh, the butterfly fabric. So we do that a lot.
Yeah.
Like she, yeah. Oh my God. So I said, do you want to work with this? This is so cute. And she comes over. We have a glass of wine or a cup of tea or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, look what I made. I love it. I love this bag. And then she goes to the flea, and we'll go to the flea in Alameda,
Mm-hmm.
and you picked up all this Kanta cloth or this
Yeah.
indigo cloth.
Indigo mud cloth.
The mud cloth, right? The mud cloth. That's so
Yeah,
cool.
that's what we do. We kind of like squirrel away ideas. We squirrel away fabric, and then all of a sudden, everything kind of comes together.
Something pops up.
Something pops up.
Yeah. Okay, I have my board. Can I show my board?
Sure, yeah.
So I have, over the 10 plus years, I've acquired a lot of Marcella jewelry. And this is like a power piece.
Oh, right.
I love this piece.
Yeah.
This is amazing. And so tell us about, so our theme today is piecing.
Mm-hmm.
We open up with piecing, like piecing our friendship, piecing our materials, and so just tell them all the different pieces in this.
Yeah, so this was inspired by found objects. I like to bring on different elements from what I see when I'm out in nature, on a walk, when I'm out antiquing, flea marketing. This piece was actual pot scrubber.
Cowboy, right?
A cowboy pot scrubber to clean your cast iron pans, and it was all rusty, which I even more texture and patina, which I'm even more drawn to. So these are.
And then what are these beads?
And these are. I actually picked these up when I went to Tucson. They're from Tibet, Nepal. They're clay beads with gold foil on them.
Gold foil.
Yeah.
And then I love the beads, and then this is a rawhide necklace.
Yeah, yep. It's a leather necklace, and these are just some of these are vintage Padre beads.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the little pieces I swirl in my studio, and then when inspiration hits, you kind of put them all together.
I love it that it's no longer a pot scrubber.
Right.
It's a power piece.
Yeah. Jen wears it well.
Yeah, it's super fun. I love it.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to show you a couple of pieces of hers that I've had over the years. Let's see, I can't tilt it too much, but this
the ring.
This ring, she did that a custom piece for me. It's a needle and thread, and I love that. And it has almost the feeling of that medical feeling, but it's actually a French knot. It's called French knot. She does custom work, people. She does custom work. If anyone wants to email her, this is another favorite of mine. This is a turquoise that she just finished. And then she does little mountain carving on it. Am I saying the right thing? Carving or cut?
Yeah.
And then she's this I've had for a long time.
Yeah,
this bee piece.
Yeah, it's all as if it was captured in time.
Yes, like in honey.
Yeah,
like petrified honey. There's so many. She's so diverse. Look at this piece.
That piece I love, because again, it's like using things that you never really expect.
Yeah.
To use them how they were meant to be, and this one is like ruffled metal, and metal is hard, and you think it's movable, but it's not. You can do so much with silver and copper, and this one is ruffles.
And is it heat?
This is all just using tools, hammer
Tools.
and it was a fun class I took back in Tucson, and I just love making something looking soft out of something hard.
It's gorgeous. So she is like a master of materials, right? Sewing machine, serger.
I like tools.
Yeah, you should see her studio. Next time, we have to do a thing in your studio. Her studio is crazy. It's so cool. Yeah. I don't even know how to serger.
I like the gadgets, I like the tools.
Yeah, and you're so good with all of them. Like, it was like kind of like with Jolene, I was talking the other day.
Right.
She loves all the gadgets, all the tools.
I
Like,
know.
I get overwhelmed with too many gadgets and tools.
Yeah. Which is great. I mean, so when I come to Jen's and we talk about something, and she takes a different approach to it. So it's very good to see how she would approach something, and sometimes simple is really good.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's just it's easy, and it's just taking a different approach to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Marcus was there. So her son's behind the camera right now. We got the dogs in the house. Got Indy. We got Rusty. You can see. I don't know if you can see the feet. Can you see the dog feet? No. Okay. Well, there's Indy and Rusty. They're best buds, like us. Is there any questions that came through?
Yeah. The first one was, do you use any stabilizer in your bags?
That's a great question.
That's a great question.
Yes, I do. I use that SF-101 usually on the outside fabric. So the exterior fabric. I usually don't put any stabilizer on in the lining, but usually the exterior fabric is stabilized with usually just the woven interfacing that I can iron on.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Yeah. Having a stable bag is really nice. Yeah. Yeah. Was there anything else?
Yeah. What brand serger do you use or recommend?
I have a Bernina, a serger, and I did buy it from the Cotton Patch, which is Jen's.
Another word for the Cotton Patch.
Yeah, and they were super helpful. For years I wanted a serger, and I did the research, and Carolee was really helpful on advising on which one to get.
Did you now? Let's talk about your shirt.
Yeah, this is the one.
So
that
what's the
we did
pattern?
So this is Elizabeth Suzanne's Georgia tee.
Yeah, it's the Georgia tee.
And,
right.
This was made for the lookbook.
Yeah, it's made for the lookbook. It's desert. The color's desert green, and it only took 1 yard because you just did the front, right? So and then the back is the red rock. The Essex. Is it red? Yeah, it's Essex or the what's the other one? I can't remember the other one. It's got a little rayon in it.
Yeah.
So it's like a rayon linen knit, and I love. So when I gave her the fabric, she's like, "Yeah, I'll make a garment." I expected her to do the ombre up to down.
Oh, right.
And she shows up left to right.
And then when you were like, "Oh, you did left to right," I'm like, "Oh, I did."
That's just fun.
Yeah.
The surprises.
Yeah.
It's really nice. And was that an easy pattern?
Yes, super, very, very easy. Just basically 2 pieces and the cuff. The front and back, and the cuffs are added on, which you can make longer or shorter if you like.
And have you had to wash that yet? Have you washed it? How's it washing?
Yeah, I washed it great. I ironed it this morning.
It's very nice. It's very nice. So so this is her page, the Peace Tote, the Georgia Tee patterns, ElizabethSuzanneStudio.com. And then to get the free Everyday Peace Tote pattern, it's MarcellaAustenfeld.com. And you need like a 1/4 yard each of pistachio, chestnut, and bison. And then the lining is red rock. And then it looks like you got the straps from Noodlehead.com.
Right, the leather.
Yeah. I mean, you cut some of your own, but you also go Noodlehead.
Yeah. And you can put any strap you want on.
Yeah.
These ones are sewn in. These ones are riveted in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about some other stuff you got there. She
All right,
brought so many goodies. I mean, we could talk all day.
Since we're talking about piecing and garments, this one I don't think I had a pattern for necessarily. I just kind of cut out, and in fact, it was a little bit too short, so I added in.
Okay, show that. That's a great hack. It was too short, so you just added this. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see the seam. Go maybe a little closer, showing the seam. Because you had to cover. You wanted to cover your belly a little bit, right?
Of course. And so this was just, again, about piecing, and I call it like a collaboration without kind of behind the scenes collaboration, because I collaborated with Jen on this one, even though she didn't really know I was because this is her fabric. So it's piecing together. So basically, I put all the fabric together first, and then I cut out the pattern.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's actually what Entropy Always Wins is doing.
Okay.
So she's doing a class at QuiltCon,
Right.
where she's making fabric out of fabric, right? She's like engineering,
Right.
and then she'll lay her pattern piece on top of the fabric she's created by piecing it together,
Right.
and then she's cutting it out.
Right. So that's what I did with this one, and then I added a little bit of
I love
hand
that
stitching.
stitch. I love that stitch, and then had that little turquoise detail on the inside.
Yeah. A little bit of bringing a little bit of my stone turquoise.
Yeah.
One of my favorite stones.
Yeah. This is her colors.
Yeah. Those are colors.
All right. What else you got?
Okay. Oh, this is a piece I brought. This is like 10 years old.
Oh my gosh.
When we did a little bit of playing in your studio.
For our art group.
Yeah. And this is just like again, mixing elements and mixing textures, and there's some paper, there's fabric, this is a piece of selvage.
I love this piece.
Yeah.
We had done, so we're part of, what's our group called again? It's called
Collab.
Collab.
Yeah.
Art Collab. And we haven't gotten together since COVID. We got to get together again. There's like 10 to 15 women in this area, and we get together.
Talented.
Very talented.
Yeah.
Laura Dudo put it together, and she's this amazing architect. And so we came into my studio and we did prayer flags.
Yeah.
And I just had these 2 huge tables with just tons of stuff in the middle that people could just pull whatever they wanted. I had books and feathers, like show your feather piece.
Yeah, these are from Jen's chickens. There's a little bit of paper behind there, but it was fun just to play, and I think playing the fabric without a real defined end got me back into the sewing and playing.
That's
again.
right.
Yeah.
That's
I've
right.
always
You
had
weren't doing a lot of sewing
I wasn't
then.
doing. I mean, jewelry is my is like my latest love.
Right.
But for 10 years, but it really just to go back and start playing with fabric and without having to figure out we're making an end garment.
Right, and not worrying about results, enjoying the process.
Yeah, and that kind of sparked me again.
Will you show that up close to show the
Sure.
stitching?
Yeah.
And show the back side, because the stitching's so cool. I've never even thought to stitch a feather onto fabric and paper. And she just was over there in the corner, stitching away. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. I love that. And there's like little art pieces.
Yeah, they're fun to do.
And you even used a strike off from one of my strike offs.
Right.
Those are the color gams I get in strike offs, the proofs.
Right. I thought that
Okay,
was
that's
salvage.
cool.
Yeah.
All right, what else you got?
Okay, and then here's another bag. I love
It's a
construction.
smiley face.
What's that?
I like it's like a little smiley
Yeah,
face.
this
Very
is
happy.
your sky fabric
Yep.
mixed with denim.
And I love your zipper. She gets these Japanese zippers. What are they? We got these at QuiltCon, didn't we? Or do you order them online now?
Yeah, those ones actually I order online.
YKK.
Noodlehead or on Etsy, but yeah.
Yeah, that's and that rust color again, or
Yeah, I love that orange.
really pretty.
Yeah, and then
Get your big flying geese bag.
yeah, so I love in the quilting world. I love the flying geese motif, and I've used that actually in a lot of my jewelry. So this is a piece I've done using the indigo mud cloth that I got from the Alameda Antique Market, and this is your new sky arm, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Is this curry?
That's curry. Let's go Dubs.
We watched the game together last night.
Yeah. For any of you who don't follow basketball, the Golden State Warriors just won the championship last night, and it was epic. It was sorry Celtics, sorry Boston, but you're out.
Yeah.
I'm a Boston girl, so I can say that. But no, I love that.
Yeah. So again, same construction using that basic template with the box in the corners, and this is this one is a envelope corner.
Oh,
I did.
can you explain the envelope corner?
Envelope corner is a little bit more tricky. It's not harder to do. It's just you just got to think a little bit backwards, and you I can't even
Yeah,
explain
yeah,
that.
that's fine.
It's an envelope. You can look it up. It's envelope corner.
Yeah.
Just because, and then lined with a heavier canvas.
So this is a nice body. This is probably like
Yeah.
this is probably like a 5-ounce canvas or a 3 or a 7-ounce. It's,
Yeah, it's a-
thick.
that's
Maybe it's
really-
a 7 or
that's a
8-ounce canvas.
A duck canvas.
duck.
Yeah.
What? That's nice because it gives it a lot of body.
Yeah.
And she's even got a little gilded twill here, which is a nice touch. Gives it
Yeah.
a shimmer.
Yeah, so if I really want to give extra structure to a bag, I'll line it with a really heavier fabric.
Mm-hmm.
And I line this one with the lighter
Yeah, the little bit lighter weight.
weight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I know my secret to getting a bag heavy is I'll stitch it. I do the match sticking, and that brings a lot of
Right.
weight to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else you want to show over there in your piles, or?
Lots of little things.
Oh, you've been working with the wax. Can you get the
The wax
that
canvas.
beehive? Yeah, the wax canvas, the beehive
Oh yeah, sure.
in pink.
So I've referenced Noodlehead a lot. If you're just starting out with bag making, you want to learn to make, you haven't made a bag yet, I would say Noodlehead's great. She has wonderful patterns.
She's an awesome person.
Yeah, and you can buy everything from her. And I remember this was one of the first bags I made. It's a forage bag, and I believe this pattern is free on Kaufman's site.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
We're all about free today. All about free.
and it's called, I believe this one is the forage bag. And this is your shimmer.
Yeah, that's the shimmer little hexie, the bee hexie. And then this is the wax canvas. Is this from Kaufman or is it someone else?
Kaufman's. Yeah.
Okay, that's really beautiful.
Mhm.
I love the color. And I like the touch you did here with let's show it close up. She did a little trim on the wax canvas and you turned it under. And can you get the hardware from
Yep.
from Noodlehead too?
Yes.
But she doesn't sell zippers. Does she sell zippers?
She sells zippers.
Oh wow, she sells everything.
Mhm.
All right, so if you've never made a bag before, yeah, you can go to Noodlehead too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's fun. So, I want to talk about your.
Oh, but the bundle.
Yeah.
The Marcella bundle.
Yeah, this is the Marcella bundle because Marcella has a very distinct vibe. I mean, this is it,
Yeah.
right? This is it. She's always look at her boots, So here, open that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, these colors speak to me. So
This one is what you're wearing. That's the desert green.
mm-hmm.
So the desert green. So if you want a bundle called the Marcella, we are very limited edition. So when it's gone, it's gone. But it's got the desert green.
And this is
It's got this with the same color as the back of her shirt, the rust, and this is these are half-yard cuts, and I think these are like fat quarters. But this fabric is a 54-inch wide, so you get a little bit more than that. You get 2 of the chalk and charcoal in Marcella chalk and charcoal colors.
love those.
You get another. This is like the olivey green. Again, this is Essex. And then to open, this is the Bison,
Yeah.
which you love.
Yeah.
I remember when you said, "What's the name of this?" And I said, "Bison." You're like,
Of course, it's perfect.
"Yeah, this is the Bison."
Yeah.
I know. You have no problem embracing brown. Most
I love
quilters
brown.
cannot embrace brown.
Yeah. And pull up that Bison ring.
Bison ring. Oh yes, actually the Bison ring.
Oh.
Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay. This I had coveted. Remember you were selling it at Gem Perlmutter Gallery?
Uh-huh.
Okay. This ring is a Bison ring that Marcella made. A little closer. Isn't that gorgeous? It's just so cool. I'm like, and Anne, if you're ever in a fight at a bar, it's a weapon. I love this one. I love it. So cool. So cool.
Yeah, unintended inspiration.
Yeah, so we got Bison, we got desert green, and then this is the chestnut. This is chestnut.
Yeah, and that's used in the bag.
Yep, you use chestnut a lot, and then the pistachio.
Yeah.
And the pistachio is also in the bag. So if you wanted to make this bag, get the pattern for free from Marcella, and you can buy the bundle at jennifersampou.com while they last. But, yeah, super pretty. So, anything else you want to share? Any tips or any last? We've been talking for about 30 minutes.
I don't know. We can always talk about anything.
I know we could probably have tea after this.
Yeah, I'm not used to being in front of the camera. I'm a lot more comfortable behind the camera.
And we have more questions, Marcus.
Someone was asking to talk more about the turquoise stitching on the blouse.
Oh, sure.
So the turquoise stitching on the blouse. Oh yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
that was
That's a nice touch.
Alabama
Channing.
She has a book out called The Geometry of Hand Stitching or something.
Okay.
Yeah, The Geometry of Hand Stitching, and I basically took her book and just went and did a bunch of sample stitches. So I can't remember the name of this stitch. It might be something with a herringbone, but I used her book as a template to learn all kinds of different hand stitching. So basically, I just did it over top of the seam.
And did you mark it?
I did. So the good thing about her book, it comes with actual templates with dots. And then you could put the dots. So then I would use a little erasable
Fabric pen
and then put the little dots on there, and that kind of gives me the guide to stitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so worth it. Like when you do hand stitching and it's right on the front of your shirt or right on the front of your bag, mark it first.
Yeah. And this is the thread is just an embroidery thread. Your
like
standard.
an Orfill or something.
Yeah,
or
just a standard. And it's just fun to add little accents. So I love adding hand stitching details. It doesn't have to be much, just a little bit.
Yeah.
And it adds a lot of character.
Yeah, and personality.
Yeah.
And then someone was also asking to see the turquoise ring you have on.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this turquoise ring. Yes, this is my go-to everyday turquoise ring. It has a high dome, and this is quite a few years old. Okay, I don't know if that's good enough, and it's one of my favorite rings. I'll do a collection of jewelry, and of course, I they're for sale, but there's some pieces that I'll just keep for myself. So this is one of the ones.
And actually, her mastery and technique. If you go to MarcellaAustenfeld.com, do you have a lot of stuff on sale right now? Or
I
like
have
for
stuff.
sale. I'm not saying on sale, but for sale.
Yeah, I have a smattering.
Yeah.
Ebbs and flows.
I mean, you get such a high quality piece of jewelry.
Yeah.
And your prices are really good.
Everything I make is I do it because I love the craft. So I don't produce a lot of pieces, but when I get on a roll,
Like a theme. Yeah.
I'll dig right in, and I really love the actual handwork and the hand making, and then the whole process of picking out stones, and I'm looking forward to getting back to Tucson next year to do some shopping.
Oh, and we've made quilts together.
Yes.
We have a little side company, if you call it that, more of a side hustle, called Kin Quilts.
Side collaboration.
Side collab.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we've done quilts for our sons.
That's what kind of started it.
Yeah, we'll be pieced together with memory quilts.
Yeah.
More memories for us.
Yeah, memories for us, memories for them. You have a quilt?
Yes, I do.
Yes. And then John has a quilt, Marky has a quilt, Tommy has a quilt. I got to work on Will's. He just graduated.
Yes.
And then we got into doing really beautiful pieces for homes and women who really appreciate the textile arts. So
when the time allows and we can carve out the time in our schedules, then we'll
make together.
We'll run off together in 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
We'll make a quilt.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah. No.
It's Friday. I think it's good time we go have some lunch and maybe a little champagne or something.
Then you can keep. Then the cameras when you get me off, handed.
She'll be like, woo!
A lot more comfortable.
But thank you so much.
Thank you, Jen. Yeah.
When I pulled out all the stuff that I own that Marcella has made, I'm like, oh my God, truly an exceptional human being with beautiful skills, and she is mining the jewels within her, and literally, you're figuratively and literally pulling out all the jewels deep in your soul and sharing them with the world.
And surrounding yourself with other creatives and makers and inspiration. You've prompted me a lot on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Pushed me out of my comfort zone. Hence today.
I know, you gotta come on.
So.
Is there any last thing?
Yeah.
Mark is like saying a couple more questions.
A few people were asking where they can find the Marcella bundle, and they also wanted you to talk more about the quilt in the background as well.
Okay. Oh, I haven't posted. I'm so sorry. I just realized Colette's not here today. I don't think we posted the Marcella bundle. I will go post that as soon as we're done here. I'm sorry. I know it's rigged up, ready to go. I just have to click. Publish. Sorry. Yes, it's coming. Coming right after this. This quilt. So I made this for Marcella. You didn't know I was making it.
No.
So she had a big birthday, and I was quietly working like a little elf, and I just kept channeling Marcella. And this to me was like her leather bracelet with a big turquoise piece in the middle. So that was my literal take on the centerpiece. And I know she likes graphic, and I know even though all of her jewelry is so fine, I know she also appreciates improv. So I'd go large, big, and I have to throw color in for her because when I first met her, you're like, I don't really like too much color. So I had to throw in little bits of hot red and hot orange, and but most of it's denim-y, and it's just pieced with love.
And the hand stitching.
And lots of hand stitching.
Which is,
Right.
You could see it all, it's all.
Right, and then I got tired of hand stitching. So then I'm trying to remember who quilted this.
And the feathers.
Yeah, and the feathers.
That's
That's your favorite.
That's a theme.
Yeah.
A running theme.
Yeah. And this is hanging in your house.
Yep.
It's got dog hair all over it.
Yeah.
It's got rusty hair. But I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, sweetie.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Happy Friday, everyone.
Yeah.
Hope you have a great weekend, and go grab a friend and go do something fun and make something together.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right. Cheers.
All right.
Bye.